Welcome back to Texture Tutorial 2. This time we're gonna talk about the diffuse map. It's an RGB map. In the workflow I'm gonna discuss the big material differences, some shapes, base textures, the interest and edge definition. Also gonna talk about baking maps. To get started exporting the UVs, make sure it's in the same folder as you saved the model. Give it the proper naming convention, just take the same name, add UV in the end, and then save it as a PNG. PNG holds the transparency map. Give it a green color so you can distinguish from the background better. Make sure it's the proper size. Go a bit bigger than the actual thing will be in the game. Most of the time like a 2K to 1K map will do. Don't go much higher because you will slow your Photoshop down. And some of the detail might get lost while putting it into UDK or any other game engine. Okay, material differences. This is the first layer we're gonna work on. These are basically the shape or material difference, like the bricks or the paint. You can see that in these images. Like we're gonna make a distinction between the red clay and between the concrete. After that we're gonna include more details like the backlaying bricks, which you can partially see through the concrete. Okay, now just drag your wireframe image to Photoshop, make a background, name your layers, very important, otherwise if somebody has to take over your work they can at least see what you have been doing. Also lock them. This ensures that you don't move them accidentally and weird situations can be avoided this way. Now we go make all the maps for all the slots I talked about. First slot is gonna be the material shapes. We're gonna define the clay from the more whitish concrete. Let's begin picking a base color. This is the color that's closest to the one in the reference images. Make sure you have a computer next to you or some kind of images printed out where you can see the object that you're texturing and some reference of it. Don't take full saturation colors and you will get weird artifacts, so try to avoid this. Okay, to make the shapes behind the wall, we're gonna use a brick wall that is actually built behind the wall. We're gonna use occlusion. This is achieved by just making the shapes, applying them, and then an outer glow, which is black. Make sure that the shapes are aligning on both sides, so big seams will be avoided through the modules. Use a multiplier or an overlay to get rid of the base shapes while you apply the outer glow. Frequently test the texture that you have on the module, so weird situations can be avoided. Don't be afraid to change the UVs while texturing. This can give a better result in the end. You can always export the model again.